All right, so like reading on verse 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. So that's what the scripture's for, man. Okay, we just showing you the way. Why? Because we know we fucked up and we want to make it out of destruction. So it ain't what we say, man. So people getting butt hurt and they falling out and they scoffing. Is they on some carnal emotional things, man. Get the next scripture. 2 Peter 2:1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you. Okay, and that's plain, man. False prophets, false teachers. And we see that in the Christian church, okay, the Catholic church. These men that claim to be leaders and messengers of God, but they pedophiles and they were all about money and living lavish and raping the congregation, children, and wives. Okay, that's madness. Who privily shall bring in damnable hearsays, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And that's people that was not even in the churches, but once a part of the circumcision, meaning knowing the truth, okay, having the knowledge, but they went back into the world, back into their vomit, and they dropped the plow. Or they seem to be still doing the work, but they doing it deceitfully, man, going off, mixing lies with truth. Verse 2, and many shall follow their pernicious ways, by the reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And because of these fallouts, these scoffers, and these pastors and preachers, the truth is evil spoken of. But it's all good, because the blind leading them blind, they shall all fall into the ditch. So if they fell out and they scoffing, and people get caught up in that just the Lord didn't want them, and they just gathering the undesirables. But the elect, the sheep, hear the Lord's voice, so they won't get caught up in that, man. Point being is, there's many doctrines coming out of one Bible because these men are not knowing the scriptures, that these men sold out, and they the ones that sway from the one doctrine, which is in the scriptures, to the law and to the testimony. This 2 Peter 3:1. This second epistle, beloved, right now write unto you, in which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. Okay, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts, and we see that now, man. We know we at the because here in America and it's voluntary now. And World War III is kicking off, but the fact that before that, man, we had so many scoffers that scoff the truth in the Bible, and men that hold the Bible more than ever. And all we doing is the labor of love, getting ourselves right and waking our people up. But we're the devils. We're the bug outs and the devils and the distant things like that. But hey, we'll happily be all that for the Lord, man. Okay, because y'all just fulfilling prophecy. Little do they know. And this for them fallouts, man. Galatians 1:6. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Yahweh Shai, unto another gospel. So you going to something else, man. Okay? You going to another gospel, which is not the true way, nor the doctrine, which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and will pervert the gospel of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So even within the true gospel, man, okay? There's some people that's perverting this thing, man. ITR being one of them. Okay, how much more for these church pastors to be preaching some bug out stuff and Jesus this and that, let alone people of the circumcision preaching Yahweh Shai but perverting the gospel, because Yahweh Shai is the good news. But hey, there's people out here that's not telling you and give you the full matter, man. Verse 8, but though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which he have preached unto you, let him be accursed. Okay, as we have said before. So I say I now again, if any man preach any other gospel unto you than that ye have received, let him be accursed. And the one you receive is the one you receive with your mind, the one your spirit bear witness with, man. Okay, so anybody coming to preach a different Yahweh Shai, anybody coming to preach not to the laws of the testimony, but they coming in Yahweh Shai name, but not according to the scriptures and according to the elders that was set up, the order of things on earth. Hey, don't receive them, man. Hey, something ain't right, man. Ask questions about them. Get the scoop on them. Try that man's spirit, okay? And ultimately pray to the Lord for guidance, man. Romans 8:38. Lord willing, I'm ending on these last two scriptures. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which is the true name, man. So ain't can't nothing separate us, man. Not even no new breakdown, no vain breakdown that you may hear brother come up with, man. If you know it ain't right, man, hey, stay away from that, man. Stick to the milk. Hey, being the cameraman and holding the sign and the help will get you in the kingdom. Ain't no need to be super breakdown. Everybody ain't gonna be no teacher. But if the Lord gave you something and you can stand on it and teach it, man, hey, wake the people up and teach that, man. Ain't no need to be deep, man. You know, just continue to get right and stay right and just teach what you know. You know, it ain't really hard. You know, that's why we don't come together with other camps that preach other names and doctrines. Okay, because we follow the precepts, we follow the Lord, and we ought to obey the Lord rather than man. And we do that diligently and out of fear and true sincerity and charity. Okay? Why? Because it's 1 Corinthians 14:33. For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. And the word church is the called out, man. When you go into the word, a gathering of citizens, not just here in Chicago, but in New York, in Atlanta, in Dallas, and South Africa, and the Philippines, and the UK. Okay, and the brothers from Mississippi, and the brothers from Detroit, Indiana, and different places, man. This is the church. This is the Lord's service, doing this work, man. Not you other bug outs, man. And the Spirit will show you that. The Lord will hope the last was edifying. Salakia for the interruptions. But Lord willing, want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, which the Most High set up. The holy prophets back today. And shalom to those that listen and believe.